Translator, Ninetales. Editor, Fish Creek. All aboard the flying ship were stricken to the marrow. That coxswain was a divine arts practitioner of uncommon prowess, yet with both hands bound to steering the vessel's course, he could not spare himself to safeguard every soul. Three Wonders Castle possessed three wonders. The first was insects, the second was medicine, and the third was beautiful women. Consort Shay, within the royal palace, was a peerless beauty who hailed from Three Wonders Castle. Three Wonders Castle was famed for its medical expertise, housing many renowned physicians skilled at using venomous insects to treat illness. Meanwhile, the first wonder among the three was insect. The insect army of Three Wonders Castle was terrifying beyond measure. Those who excelled at healing also excelled at poisoning. The venomous insects of Three Wonders Castle were likewise a singular craft. After they were annexed by the imperial court, the emperor had ordered Three Wonders Castle to form an insect army, and most of the soldiers within that army were experts at controlling insects. Now that Three Wonders Castle had raised the banner of rebellion, it was plain that the insect army had already rebelled as well. And this battle was between the imperial army and Three Wonders Castle's insect army. They had drifted heedlessly into the heart of the battlefield and were assaulted by Three Wonders Castle's insect army. There would be no peaceful ending to this. It's impossible to guard against this kind of insects. Junior Protector Sword can't deal with so many insects. Chinmu's scalp went numb as countless golden insects swarmed toward him. At once, he split his focus in two, brandishing his Junior Protector Sword at one soldier while simultaneously driving the vital chi within his body to erupt. Countless fine threads of vital chi surged from his hand, weaving into something like a blazing red sun. Those vital chi threads were forged from incomparably fine vital chi swords. In that instant, they transformed into a sinking sun, hovering in the air with a buzzing hum. Yuyuan Imperial Studies, Sunset Sword Skill. That fiery orb spun at high speed, and in the blink of an eye, countless sword lights burst forth from the setting sun. Each and every sword pierced the bodies of the tiny golden insects, and in an instant the ground around Chinmu was carpeted with insect corpses. At the same time, his Junior Protector flashed through the chest of a soldier, and then returned with a thrust to finish the man off. Superb sword skill. The coxswain praised him. Letting his assistant take the helm, he immediately moved, producing a fire bottle gourd. The moment he uncorked it, a wisp of fire cloud flew out and transformed into a 9-head fire phoenix, which opened its 9 beaks to spew raging infernos that scorched countless bugs to death. That 9-head fire phoenix spread its wings and shrouded the ship while casting down trails of flame. Before the soldiers of Three Wonders Castle could even draw near, they were burned into charcoal. This coxswain has a very deep cultivation, which is not inferior to little General Qin Feiyue. Chinmu's heart stirred slightly. The coxswain was a middle-aged man with a burly build. Yet this flame divine art he had unleashed was indeed extraordinary. He was likely a divine arts practitioner of 7 Stars realm. At this moment, the dreadful golden insects surged over in waves. A woman in military uniform stood amid them. With a point of her finger, the insect swarm surged toward the ship. The second wonder of Three Wonders Castle. The girls sure are pretty. The coxswain chuckled, and with a whoosh the 9-head fire phoenix returned into the fire bottle gourd. The bottle gourd swelled larger and larger, becoming a massive object 3 to 5 men tall. With its mouth facing downward, a terrifying suction erupted and drew in the surging insect swarm. The coxswain formed mudras with both hands, slapping dozens of seals one after another onto the fire bottle gourd. All kinds of elegant runes instantly appeared in the air around the huge fire bottle gourd, one after another, before gradually vanishing. The insect swarm was instantly reduced to ashes within the bottle gourd. Chinmu's eyes brightened. Cultivation was study, and this coxswain seemed to possess quite an in-depth understanding of runes and mudras. The female general of Three Wonders Castle was shocked, and the insect swarm beneath her feet halted at once. Standing in midair, she blinked her beautiful eyes and said, "You are Fire Bandit Fan Yunxiao? When have you turned good and become a coxswain?" The expressions of most merchants aboard the ship changed, and even the few officials underwent a drastic change of countenance. All of them manipulated swords with qi, pointing their blades at the coxswain. That coxswain spat twice. What do you mean, turned good? The female general of Three Wonders Castle sneered. I've heard you were a relinquished disciple of Dao Sect. Dao Sect disliked you having improper intentions and chased you out from Dao Sect. Thus you became a bandit to plunder merchants everywhere. You have been wanted by the imperial court for quite a while. Now that you have become a coxswain, haven't you turned good? That coxswain Fan Yunxiao laughed. I only work as a bandit during times of peace to rob people of their valuables. How can I be a bandit in these times of unrest? During times of unrest, more money comes from being a coxswain than robbing people. General, please make life easy for me. The female general snorted coldly and swept her gaze about. The insect army of Three Wonders Castle was still locked in battle, and it was not good for her to engage this bandit now. Though Fan Yunxiao was a relinquished disciple of Dao Sect, his abilities were exceedingly high. Even the imperial court had failed to catch him for so many years, so she might not be his opponent. Her insect cloud swept backward at once, and she floated away. Fan Yunxiao breathed out in relief and ordered his assistant to steer the ship away. The merchants on the ship stared at this burly man with eyes brimming with terror. Fan Yunxiao immediately said, Relax, everyone. I've turned good and won't rob during times of unrest. The officials can also be at ease. I've turned good. This ship is even recorded in the capital city. An official sneered. Could this ship of Coxswain Fan be the infamous cloud-chasing pirate ship among the bandits? Please excuse my humble ship. Cloud-chasing pirate ship has also changed its name to cloud-chasing passenger ship. When the world is peaceful again, we'll then go back to rob. Fan Yunxiao walked to the merchant who had been eaten until only his skin remained and frowned. You have boarded my ship, and I should have protected you with everything I could. Yet you still met with trouble. I can't take your ship fare. After saying this, he took out a coin pouch and handed it to the merchant's associate. Everyone on the ship trembled with fear, feeling as though they had only just escaped a pack of wolves and then stepped straight into a tiger's den. This Fan Yunxiao had plagued merchant ships for many years, plundering everywhere. Now that they were on his ship, all signs pointed to calamity. I've turned good! Fan Yunxiao clasped his hands and bowed. I've really turned good. Don't worry, I'll definitely send you guys to the capital city. Yet everyone still wore faces of terror. Fan Yunxiao could only feel helpless. He turned to Qin Mu, smiling. Little brother's sword skill ain't half bad. You're from Yuyuan family? Qin Mu shook his head and replied, Imperial College's Qin Mu. Senior brother Fan has great knowledge which I admire. Fan Yunxiao's eyes lit up and he smiled. This is the first time someone praised my knowledge. Your judgment ain't bad. What's funny is that everyone is so caught up in cultivating and don't study. What they don't know is cultivation is studying. Dao Sect's ultimate arts were all derived from studying. Without knowledge, you can't even learn shit. Qin Mu felt the same. If one wished to learn teleportation divine arts, extremely high knowledge was likewise required. The Dao Sword of Dao Sect also demanded knowledge, and just now Fan Yunxiao's mudras contained transformations of runes that could not be achieved without profound learning. If you didn't go Imperial College and went Dao Sect instead, Dao Master, that old man would definitely like you very much. Fan Yunxiao recalled the past and said in a dim voice, I don't even know which eye of that old man saw me having improper intentions. I was clearly very well behaved in Dao Sect. Qin Mu coughed and asked, Did senior brother Fan become a bandit after you got chased out? Fan Yunxiao slapped his thigh heavily and exclaimed, The old man is still the wiser one. He had seen that I would become a bandit in the future. Therefore, he had chased me out to let me become a bandit. However, I was still very well behaved in Dao Sect. How did he see it? Qin Mu was left speechless. He suddenly remembered something and asked, Senior brother Fan, how's your algebra? Fan Yunxiao grew disappointed and said, I was originally very good at it, but after being a bandit for all these years, I have returned them all to Dao Master. The computational canon of Mysterious Woman and computational canon of Supreme Mystery in Dao Sect are all very profound and not easy to learn. If one could learn all of them, they could learn 14 writings of Dao Sect. I had originally cultivated it. All at once, a head popped up from under the hold and shouted, "Robber Baron, our furnace seems to be faulty. Just now, the woman from Three Wonders Castle stuffed a few insects into our pill furnace when we were unprepared, and they gnawed the pill furnace. How many times have I told you? Stop calling me Robber Baron. I've turned good." Fan Yunxiao scratched his head and looked around. Everyone who knows how to forge tools and repair the pill furnace? At that moment, a dull boom sounded from the hold. A few apothecaries climbed out with blackened faces and said, "The pill furnace has exploded." Fan Yunxiao's expression changed drastically as he cursed. "Damned woman, sneaking such a ruthless attack? Let's abandon the ship, everyone. Jump down together." Qinmu stepped forward and said, "I know how to forge tools and also learned the path of medicine. Let me have a look first." Fan Yunxiao was skeptical, yet he followed Qinmu down into the hold. The hold was already ablaze, and a few fierce-looking bandits were extinguishing the flames, reducing their intensity as much as possible. However, without the pill furnace providing medicinal energy to the ship, its speed had already begun to slow, and the ship could fall from the sky at any time. Qinmu went up and examined the shattered pill furnace. This furnace was a standardized pill furnace, different from ordinary pill furnaces. In Eternal Peace Empire, there was a shipyard where countless ironworkers toiled day and night forging pill furnaces that could be used on ships to provide motive power. This kind of pill furnace burned spirit stones and dozens of herbs, transforming the medicinal energy contained in the spirit stones and herbs into surging power, which was transported to the bronze beasts at the aft of the ship. That power was turned into raging flames spewed from the bronze beasts' mouths, allowing the ship to rise. The pill furnace's structure was extremely complicated, a unique treasure created by the skilled blacksmith of Imperial College. Besides refining pills, it contained a complex digestive system akin to a human body, converting medicinal energy into power. When such pill furnaces broke under normal circumstances, they could only seek the blacksmiths of Eternal Peace Empire's shipyard to repair them, or else replace them entirely. "Can it be repaired?" Fan Yunxiao asked anxiously. Qinmu checked the furnace's structure and gained a rough understanding. "I learned smithing in the past for a few years. I can forge a new one in an incense stick of time. How long can this ship last? If we use our magic power to sustain it, we can still last for an incense stick of time." Qinmu immediately began reforging the pill furnace. With vermilion bird vital qi in one hand and black tortoise vital qi in the other, he swept up countless fragments of the pill furnace and smelted them into molten iron. Using black tortoise vital qi in the other hand, he quickly cooled the iron and rapidly constructed the pill furnace's components. Everyone was dazzled by the sight. Then the ship suddenly jerked and began to descend. Fan Yunxiao could no longer spare attention to watch Qinmu forge. He rushed out of the hold and activated his fire bottle gourd, transforming it into a 9-headed phoenix to lift the ship. Though he was a powerful 7 stars realm practitioner with dense magic power, it was still exceedingly arduous for him to bear the ship aloft. As time passed, Fan Yunxiao's face reddened as the pressure mounted. It became harder and harder for him to persevere, and everyone on the ship was terrified. If Fan Yunxiao could not hold on, the ship would likely plunge from 10,000 feet and smash them to pieces. Fan Yunxiao had already reached his limit and could not endure any longer. Suddenly, the 2 bronze beasts at the ship's aft spewed fire from their mouths, and the flames multiplied explosively. The ship trembled violently, and its speed increased as it shot forward. Fan Yunxiao released a long breath and drew back his 9-headed phoenix. Yet he saw the ship's speed growing faster and faster until everything became a blur. The ship's speed was 3 to 5 times faster than before. He was utterly bewildered. When he saw Qinmu walking out of the hold, he immediately asked, "Brother Qin, exactly what furnace have you forged?" Qinmu said, "I have never seen the blueprints of the pill furnace, so I could only forge it according to my understanding. There might be some differences from the structure of the original pill furnace. I have only learned to smith for a few years." Before Fan Yunxiao could speak, another tremendous boom rang out as the ship tore through the air at a speed even faster than sound. "Brother Qinmu, whom did you learn the technique of smithing from?" Fan Yunxiao was surprised and delighted. From now on, who will be able to catch me when I go robbing? Qin Mu now understood why Dao Master of Dao Sect had said he had improper intentions. Translator. Ninetales. The little fox inside Qin Mu's backpack couldn't hold back and poked her head out, saying, "This senior brother fan, did you never consider that now your ship is 3 to 5 times faster? You could just make a few more runs ferrying passengers and earn even more? There's no need for you to rob people." Fan Yunxiao rolled his eyes at Hulinger. Why make things so troublesome? Now that my ship is fast enough, I can rob fast enough. In the past, I could only rob once a day. Now I can rob 3 to 5 times a day. The money from robbing is far more than ferrying passengers. In peaceful times, there are more merchant ships, so we rob in peaceful times. Now there's war and fewer merchant ships, so we ferry passengers. Little fox demon, you've no head for business. Hulinger was left utterly speechless. The ship's speed was simply too great, and it already began to groan and creak. It was growing harder and harder for the hull to endure the wind pressure from charging forward through the air. Fan Yunxiao once more grew nervous, and he reinforced the ship by having a few bandits channel their vital qi into runes, which they used to brand the ship's hull. Qin Mu's heart jolted in alarm. Now he too feared that the ship might crumble into pieces at any moment. Fortunately, along the way, the ship never shattered in midair. On the journey, they encountered several more battlefields. Yet because the cloud-chasing pirate ship was too fast, before either side could even make out what it was, the ship had already shot past, leaving them inevitably stunned beyond words. Fan Yunxiao was also stunned beyond words. The pill furnace forged by Qin Mu was simply too fierce. At this flying speed, the trip to the capital city that should have taken 7 to 8 days would now take just a little over a day. However, although the pill furnace Qin Mu made was excellent, it also consumed far more spirit stones and herbs. By the time they reached the capital city, it was already the next morning. The ship slowed, and the spirit stones aboard were more or less depleted. The ship gradually descended and landed in the capital's vehicles and mounts market. An official from the vehicles and mounts market stepped forward to inspect it, and the instant he saw Fan Yunxiao, his expression changed drastically. He was just about to call for constables to arrest him when Fan Yunxiao hurriedly explained, "I've turned good. Turned good. This is our ship's official record." That official took a look, and it truly was an official record issued by the Imperial Court. He said in bewilderment, "Crooks like you ought to be beheaded. How could they allow you to turn good?" Fan Yunxiao gave a dry laugh. "This is the Imperial Court's grace. I'm moved to tears of gratitude." Qin Mu disembarked and was about to leave when Fan Yunxiao hurried over. Slipping an arm over his shoulder, he chuckled. "Brother Qin, what future is there for you in Imperial College? Why not come with me? Together, we'll do big business, no capital, huge profit." Qin Mu shook his head. "Senior brother Fan, me at Imperial College isn't like you in Dao Sect. You're rotten to the core. But Imperial College has an excellent impression of me. I'm a good person with a widespread public reputation." Hulinger was brimming with confidence. The words improper intention can never be placed together with young master. Fan Yunxiao could only abandon the thought and grumbled, "With your talent, it's a waste for you not to become a bandit." "Right. When I left Dao Sect, I stole a computational canon of supreme mystery. Since you're interested in algebra, I'll give it to you." Qin Mu's spirit immediately lifted, and he promptly accepted the computational canon of supreme mystery. "How can I take such a precious gift? Linger, take it quickly." Hulinger tucked the computational canon of supreme mystery away inside the backpack. Fan Yunxiao said, "Dao Sect doesn't forbid disciples from studying the computational canon of supreme mystery. This canon is meant to open up disciples' wisdom. Only after learning the computational canons well can one learn the 14 writings of Dao Sword. Back then, I didn't do badly with my computational canon, and I learned the 5th writing of Dao Sword. Before I could begin learning the 6th writing, I was chased out and ended up a bandit." Qin Mu asked with curiosity, "Which writing is the move? A dot threading the vast movements, yin and yang come and go within 2 modes from." "Brother Qin knows this move?" Fan Yunxiao was astonished. That's the first writing of Dao Sword, and it's the simplest move among the 14 writings. The farther you cultivate Dao Sword, the harder it becomes, yet its might also grows. When someone succeeds in cultivating the 14th writing of Dao Sword, he becomes invincible in this world and turns into a god. But no one in Dao sect has ever succeeded. Qin Mu's heart jumped. The first writing of Dao Sword was already this formidable, then how terrifying would the power of the 14th writing be? When he fought Daozi Lingxuan, it was precisely this move that Daozi Lingxuan used. He defeated Daozi Lingxuan. However, Daozi Lingxuan also managed to compute the position of his weakness and injure him. He couldn't help but grow even more curious about the 14 writings of Dao Sword. After taking leave of Fan Yunxiao, Qin Mu headed toward Imperial College and thought to himself, Fan Yunxiao is quite an interesting person. I'm just not sure when such an interesting person will be detained at the market to be beheaded. Now that Patriarch has retired, I wonder who will be the next Grand Chancellor? Could it be Chancellor Ba Shan? Chancellor Ba Shan planned to remedy Imperial College's disadvantage by establishing Imperial academicians. In Qin Mu's heart, he was the top choice to become the next Grand Chancellor. However, the others might not be so broad-minded as he was. Establishing Imperial academicians was of utmost importance. It was the crucial point that determined whether Imperial College could surpass sacred grounds like Dao Sect and Great Thunderclap Monastery. Only if Chancellor Ba Shan became Grand Chancellor could he continue to drive this reform forward. He arrived at Imperial College's mountain gate, and just as he passed through it, he suddenly stepped back and sized up the dragon Qilin guarding before the gate. That dragon Qilin was still lying beneath the mountain gate, staring forward without moving. However, the chains around his neck had vanished. Qin Mu looked a few more times, and the dragon Qilin continued to stare forward without blinking in the slightest. He looked as though he were carved from stone, yet veins began to bulge on the dragon Qilin's neck. "What are you looking at?" The dragon Qilin turned his head and roared at him in anger. Qin Mu asked curiously, "The chain on your neck is gone, so why aren't you leaving? What are you staying here for?" The dragon Qilin replied weakly, "I've nowhere to go. People feed me here every day. Why should I go? I'm quite comfortable here." Hu Linger smiled. "Big fella, is eating and drinking all you ever seek?" The dragon Qilin shot her a glance, disdainful. How can a fox demon understand a Qilin's ambition? Even if I told you, you wouldn't understand. Hu Linger smiled at Qin Mu. "Young master, this dragon Qilin has turned dumb, squatting here day after day. Let's not waste attention on him." Qin Mu was about to go up the mountain when the dragon Qilin drooped his head, his gaze dazed. "My old master has retired and ran off with an old man, leaving me behind. I've nowhere else to go, so I can only stay here to guard the gate. I still get bullied by a bull every day, and now even a fox is scorning me. There's no way to go on living." Qin Mu walked back 2 steps, came before the dragon Qilin, and asked, "Your Patriarch's mount? Then we're from the same sect. I'm the cult master of the sacred cult." The dragon Qilin stared at him with vigilance and sneered. "I don't know any patriarch or any cult master. I still haven't settled the score with you for paralyzing me." Qin Mu smiled. "When I came to fight Daozi of Dao Sect, didn't you see me walking over with Patriarch? You should have known my relationship with Patriarch. There's no need for you to be wary." The dragon Qilin snorted coldly. "You still paralyzed me." Qin Mu muttered, "That was the outcome of you telling me to beat that bull. I even got beaten up by that bull instead. You absolutely didn't tell me that bull was so strong. It's better to resolve enmity than keep it alive." The dragon Qilin let out another cold snort. "Then you took revenge by paralyzing me." Qin Mu tested the waters. "How about I bring that bull over and let you beat him up?" The dragon Qilin clearly didn't trust him and said, "You still want to paralyze me?" Qin Mu was helpless and could only go up the mountain. This dragon Qilin was a little thick-headed, remembering only that he had paralyzed him. All of a sudden, he stopped and looked back, only to see that the dragon Qilin had finally left his spot and was following behind him step for step. When Qin Mu stopped, the dragon Qilin also stopped. Qin Mu walked forward, and the dragon Qilin walked forward as well. Qin Mu stopped before the Jade Cliff and looked back. The dragon Qilin stopped together with him. Chinmu leaped up the jade cliff, while fire clouds formed beneath the dragon Chilin's feet, lifting his huge body up the cliff. Chinmu turned back and smiled. "Why are you following me? I only paralyzed you once and took some dragon's saliva. Do you really need to harbor such deep hatred?" "You paralyzed me, so you have to provide my meals," the dragon Chilin said gravely. Chinmu was bewildered and asked, "Didn't you say earlier that people bring you food every day? You can just stay at the mountain gate." The dragon Chilin lowered his head. "In the past, it was Old Master who brought meals for me every day. After Old Master left, no one cares about me anymore. I haven't eaten for over a month. The new Grand Chancellor thinks I'm a rock, and the other directorates also think I'm a rock. I'm ashamed to beg for food. I can't bring myself to do it. That bull even relied on Chancellor Bashan as his backing to bully me, saying I cheated his feelings." Seeing his grieving appearance, Chinmu's heart softened with sympathy. All right. Don't feel so wronged. From now on, you can follow me, and I'll take care of your meals. I have money. What do you eat?" "I only drink the water of Jade Dragon Lake and eat 1 bucket of Scarlet Fire Spirit Pills every day." Chinmu clenched his fists tightly, and Hulinger felt her liver trembling as well. Jade Dragon Lake was formed from the gathered chi of the 9 dragons. There was plenty of water in the lake, and this dragon Chilin could drink to his heart's content, but 1 bucket of Scarlet Fire Spirit Pills was the true killer. "Young master, the little money we have is only enough to feed him for half a month." Hulinger whispered, "I think it's best not to take him in, or else our little property will be emptied by him." The dragon Chilin heard and immediately said, "I can starve myself a little and eat half a bucket a day, no? Then a liter? No less than 1 liter. Chinmu waved his hand and said, "I'm an apothecary myself. I can refine Scarlet Fire Spirit Pills on my own to save some money. You won't be shorted on meals. However, I can't raise you for free." The dragon Chilin immediately cried out, "You paralyzed me! Furthermore, we're from the same sect. You're the cult master, so you have the duty to raise me. I'm your patriarch's mount." Chinmu's head began to ache as he said, "Then you have to give me some of your dragon's saliva every day, or I won't be able to raise you." "Dragon's saliva?" The dragon Chilin instantly grew wary. Chinmu explained, "Dragon saliva means your saliva." The dragon Chilin had obviously thought of something else and let out a sigh of relief. "That's good then, right. Earlier you said you could bring that bull over so I could beat him up?" Chinmu warned, "Don't push your luck. Win an inch and want a foot. Otherwise, I'll only give you half a bucket of Scarlet Fire Spirit Pills every day." The dragon Chilin immediately shut his mouth and followed behind him, as if terrified of losing this meal master. Hulinger kept turning her head to size up this massive creature. When it stood, it was even taller than Chinmu. Chinmu could barely reach the dragon whiskers, drooping from its chin. Counting the dragon Chilin's long Chilin tail, it was likely 40 to 50 feet long. Strange decorative patterns jutted from its body like natural runes, exuding an awe-inspiring presence. No wonder he can eat so much. He's much bigger than Bull 2. Who knows how enormous he'll be once he reveals his true form? Hulinger was secretly astonished. Chinmu led the dragon Chilin up the mountain and went to Jade Dragon Lake first, letting the dragon Chilin drink its fill. He thought to himself, I still don't know how much a small bottle of dragon's saliva is worth. It's a spirit medicine for healing injuries, so it shouldn't be cheap, right? I hope it can sell for enough to cover the herb's cost. Otherwise, my entire fortune is going to be eaten clean.